Okay. I hope that you all can hear me now. Uh, Session objectives, as I explained, we are discussing the chapter 7, pricing decision. Hope that you will read the manual, chapter 7 for pricing. We have the session objectives. At the end of this session, you will be able to, explain the relevant cost information that should be presented in price setting, firm for both short-term and long-term decisions. So thereby, throughout this chapter, we will be talking about two type of business model. One is price setting firms. Other one is price taking. Price setting and price taking firms. Describe the target costing approach for pricing and describe the cost plus pricing. Explain the limitation of cost plus pricing and justify why cost plus pricing is widely used, and identify and describe the different pricing policies. Those are the scope of our presentation or the session or the chapter. First of all, we will little bit discuss about factors affecting pricing. So when you say pricing, you know that pricing is a matter which decide your revenue. You know that QR, total revenue, or the quantity you are selling multiplied by the selling price, you get the total revenue. So revenue is the main source of your finance of your business. Without enough revenue, without enough sales income, turnover, very difficult to continue the business. So thereby, sales revenue, cash flows from credit sales, cash flows from sales, cash sales and the credit sales are much more important. So thereby, pricing is a very important factor when you are running, when you are operating, when you are managing a business. So basically, the factors affecting internal pricing decision can be divided into two parts. That is, you will have the internal factors and external factors. You will have the internal factors and external factors. Of course, cost is a fact. Cost information may be, direct material, direct labor cost, overhead cost, research and development, design cost, promotional cost, advertising cost. All these are cost. Then the organizational goals, certain goals have different organizational, different goals. Certain organization will have different goals. For example, some organization may focus on market share. Some organizations may focus on sales revenue, profit of the wealth, profit maximization, market share, growth of market share, etc. So thereby, goal of the organization also influence the pricing. The organizational factors, whether the organization is size, small or large, position, location, capabilities of employees, many factors influence pricing. Distribution channels, pricing objectives, what is the objective of your pricing? Product characteristics, whether the product is, initial stage or growth stage, or product has many unique features or general features, homogeneous features, whether the product is equal, homogeneous and common product, or whether the product is differentiated, like Hamidia's. When you say Apple computers, high branded products. Marketing mix also important. What kind of marketing mix? You know the meaning of marketing mix. Four P's, price, place, promotion. So that also will have an impact. Then the product differentiation, how you product differentiate. That factor important. For example, if your product has already been differentiated, you are producing a product to a high class people or the high income people, then you may put the price little bit high. If your product is for the general people, general product, then you will focus on low cost. Then competitions will have an impact on pricing. Basically, if the competition is too much, too high, if you are in the perfect market competition, so you don't decide the price, you don't set the price, you just take the price. So you are a price taker. If the competition, there is no competition, of course, you may influence the pricing and you decide the price really, no? So thereby, when the competition is much more, you are not in a position to, increase the price because price is compared with other players in the market. Price elasticity of demand, you know the meaning of elasticity, elasticity. So depending on the type of elasticity, depending on your type of elasticity, you see that someone is on. Can you please switch off your mic? There is a message also from the audience. Right, thank you. Then the competitors' pricing policy also may have an impact, whether they are increasing price, increasing the competitors' pricing policies. Then the suppliers of raw materials, nowadays, just because of suppliers, when, prices are going, supply materials are going up, prices are going up, just not because of pricing of suppliers, even foreign currency issues. There are economic conditions. When the economic conditions getting worse and worse, so it has an impact on pricing. If the economic condition is good, you may reduce the price. The consumers and business, their expectations, the consumers' value, attitudes, etc., and the legal and regulatory issues. Now, if you take Sri Lankan context, I think most of the commodities are now really. Can you switch off the mic, camera, please? Now, of course, Malit, yes, thank you. Now, consumer authority is not having, the powerless there. So other people are really deciding the price. So whatever the commodity you focus. Anyway, so what I want to communicate you is that the pricing chapter or the pricing techniques or the pricing decisions, we will discuss in the context of internal and external factors, including the cost information. So thereby, pricing not only influenced by cost, but also other factors, many factors, but we have listed a few factors, the main factors as external and internal. Of course, you know that internal factors are controllable and external factors are not controllable, beyond your control. Those are macro type variables. Those are generic variables, uncontrollable variables. So when you decide the price, so you take pricing decisions, you will really focus on this kind of particular context. So that is very important. Context is important. So thereby, what is important is understanding these factors, understanding these factors. Okay. Right. Shall we go to the next one? Then we will talk about the economics model, economist pricing model. There, of course, you will see that TRTC were minus, the minimized TRTC minimize and TR maximize. You get the highest profit at that point. You will be able to, say the demand, say here. So much of quantity demanded, and so at this point, so you will get the this much of revenue and this much of total cost. So thereby, when you look at the MR equal MC, you know the marginal cost and the marginal revenue function. So where these two equal, so you get the 10 rupees nearly. At that 10 rupees, you are selling 13 rupees. That's the story. Just look at this example and try to find out the answer. Can you prepare a schedule? Can you prepare a schedule and just think about whether you can solve it, the particular what do you call the particular scenario. I hope that you have it, and please try to look at your manual and get the answer. Okay, well, you able to work out the answer? Okay, without taking much time, we will see the answer. So what I have done is I have prepared the TR, TC, and MR and MC. So at that point, you see that Propetics maximize at 1,300 units, where 32,500 profit you are making. So how do you get the MR is TR, this particular TR, the difference between 55,200 and 52,800, the difference divide by 100. So you get 24. Likewise, the difference between these two cost level divide by 100, you get the 10. Likewise, you can calculate the profit where the point where your profit is maximized. So at that point, of course, at that point, so you will get the things. Okay. Any question on that? Right. Yeah. Shall we go to the next one? Then I have a small problem. Oh, it's okay. Right. So then we will consider. Now, the problem here is when you look at this particular table, you see that you can't find out the point where MR is MC. Now, you see MR here is 24 and 33 and 3 rupees. MC here is 10 rupees, 8 rupees, and 6 rupees. There is no point where MR is, because this is a table. In a table, very difficult you to find out such a point. What is important to you to have a mathematical formula, TR formula and MC form, a total cost formula. Then you have to do the you have to calculate the MR and MC by using the calculus techniques. Then of course you can find out the where profit is maximized, or you have to draw a graph by taking these two lines, MR and MC. Then you can of course find out the where profit is maximized, right? So what we will do is next, we will move on to the next part. That is, of course, the cost information. Before that, I would like to discuss a little bit about the limitation of the cost economics theory. Now, economics model, MR equal MC. So, you know, economics always based on assumptions or theoretical context. So thereby reality is different. Now, for example, if you take demand and supply theory, you take demand theory, you assume that price is changing while other factors are remaining constant. So thereby we discuss the economics theories based on certain assumptions, especially the micro level economics theories, demand and supply, market behavior, you know, production theory. All these are based on certain assumptions. So thereby it's the major weakness of the economic theory. In addition to that, difficult and costly to derive reasonably accurate estimates of demands. It's very important, very difficult you to calculate, demand. It's costly. You have to put much more effort and it's difficult. Second one is difficult to estimate cost functions to determine marginal cost at different output levels for many different products. Practically, deciding marginal cost for at different levels is very difficult. But you know that if you can classify the cost into variable cost and marginal cost, it's easy. But here, the case is not like that. You may categorize cost into different segments. Then demand is influenced by other factors besides price. Profit maximization assumed, firm may pursue other goals. So thereby those are the weaknesses. Profit maximization assumed, assumptions really, and the demand influenced by other factors. So those are the weaknesses of applying economic theory. Then we will come to the other factors, the cost information and pricing decision, price takers and price setting. So as I told you at the beginning, there are two type of decisions. That is, one is price takers and other one is price setters. For both price takers and price setters, the decision time horizon determines the cost information that is relevant for product pricing or output mix decisions. So thereby, we need to look at whether you are a price taker or price setter. For example, if you are in a perfect market situation, one extreme like capitalism, if your market is perfect, then you are a price taker. But on the other hand, if you produce products which are really unique, say job costing, job productions, you produce only for you produce only for unique customers. It's called customized product. Then of course you are a price setter. So two extreme. In certain cases, your business, your product may be in between. You don't have a perfect market, but maybe there may be 5-3 players in the market, like gas market, certain commodity market in Sri Lanka, supermarket channels, right? A price setting firm facing short-run pricing decisions. We will be discussing 4 scenarios under 2 setup. One is price setting, other one is price taking. Price setting firm facing short-term run pricing. So whereby you decide the price for a short-term purpose. And another one is where you base the pricing for short-term, long-term, and long-term pricing and short-term pricing. And the second part, third one and fourth one, that is second part basically, short-run product mix decision and long-run product mix decision. So we will be discussing these 4 scenarios next. Price setting firm facing short-run pricing decisions. Just look at the things. Companies can encounter situations where they have temporary unutilized capacity, are faced with opportunity of bidding for a one-time special order in competition with others. Basically, here what we are talking about, special orders. you continue the normal business, but there may be certain hello. Lecture Oh, well, okay. Okay. So incremental cost undertaking the order should be taken into account. The incremental costs are likely to consist of extra material that are required to fulfill the order, any extra part-time labor overtime and the labor cost, extra energy and maintenance cost for the machinery and equipment required to complete the order. So here, what we are talking here is that we will consider the incremental cost for undertaking an order. So thereby, what is important is, extra material required, extra labor required, or any other maintenance production overheads. So based on that, we do the pricing. So if you consider this one, ABC company, just read it and try to understand what it is. Okay, ABC company operates a plant with a monthly capacity of 5,000 cases of tomato sauce. The company is presently producing 300 cases per month. So you see that the capacity is 5,000 cases, but they are producing 3,000 cases. So you need to understand by using this two information, you will realize you need to understand that they are working. There is an idle capacity. They don't use the maximum capacity. A normal customer has asked to bid on supply of 150 cases each month for next 4 months. So thereby this particular customer needs the particular cases only for next 4 months. Cost per case, variable manufacturing, 38 rupees, variable marketing and distribution rupees 13, fixed manufacturing 14, and fixed marketing distribution 15. If ABC company makes the extra 150 cases, the existing total fixed manufacturing overheads 4.2 million per month and would continue, plus the additional 165,000 fixed overhead will be incurred per month. So thereby you will realize the existing cost is not incremental, existing fixed manufacturing, because it's there 4.2 million, whether you undertake this particular extra order or not, that particular cost will continue, but 165,000 will be incurred. 165,000 rupees will be incurred only you accept the special order. Only you accept the special order. So thereby 165,000 is relevant. All the variable cost given in the question, variable manufacturing, variable marketing and distribution, fixed manufacturing 14, fixed marketing distribution 15. So those cost, of course, the fixed manufacturing and fixed marketing distribution cost, you will see not relevant. So thereby what is relevant here is 38 rupees, variable cost in material, here 13 rupees, direct variable cost, but these two are not relevant. fixed cost also not relevant, but additional fixed cost which is going to be incurred 165,000 is relevant. So what we have done here is we have multiplied the 150 cases, right? 150 cases by 38. That's what we have done. Here what we have done is 150 cases, right, multiplied by by 13 rupees. And also we have considered the 165, which is additional fixed cost. So thereby minimum price would be for the 150 cases 7.815 million. 7.815 million is the minimum price. So at this price, we have to see that we are not making any profit. Thereby, the unit price would be this much. How do you calculate the unit price? Just 7815 000 divide by 150 cases. 150 cases, you get the 52.1 per unit. This is the incremental cost to accept the special order, right? So in the second case, you see that what is the minimum price bid of ABC for supplying 150 cases? Second case is that consider all information in the activity 7.2 is same, except that the ABC operates in full capacity. You also inform that the selling price per case is 100. So thereby we need to assume that the particular business is operating at full capacity. What do you mean full capacity? They are producing 5,000 units, not the 300,000 units. So that is how full capacity. So when you use the full capacity, opportunity cost concept is coming in. Opportunity cost concept is coming in. What is opportunity cost? When the price which has really already foregone for the next best alternative. So thereby, we have given some information. The existing product selling at 100, right? In the Olympus same and except the ABC operating full capacity. So 100 selling price. So if that is the what do you call selling price is 100, then we have to calculate the foregone contribution, which is 100 rupees, the selling price minus 38 plus 13 rupees. 13 rupees. Now the answer you get, how you get the answer is that multiplied by 150,000. 150,000. So that is how you get the opportunity cost. And the opportunity cost is 7.35 million. Other cost which we have already calculated is 7.85. Altogether 15.165. So the new minimum price under the new condition, new scenario is 101.1. So that is the case. What we do is, wherever if you have opportunity cost, we need to add back the opportunity cost for the existing or the current cost. Then only you will get the minimum price. But of course, you have to remember again, there is no profit if you are selling at this price. This is the minimum price, means minimum cost you have to recover. This is also cost, minimum cost. So thereby, depending on the nature of the order and the relationship with the special order, you can add the markup for this. For example, for this case, you may add the markup you can add a markup of say 25%. Then of course your new price will be 1.25, which is really this way. Here also you can add the markup 25%. 101.01.1 multiplied by 1.125. That is the logic. So if you can add, you can add a markup. Okay. Then price setting firm facing long run pricing decision. Of course, what we do here is we will focus on price setting firms facing long run pricing decisions. So you are a price setter. Why you are a price setter? Because you don't have a perfect market. Because you have to decide the price. There is no environment for you to take the price. You are not a price taker. That's why you are setting the price. So we will discuss that under three approaches: pricing customized product or services, pricing non-customized product or services, target costing for pricing non-customized product services. Target costing for pricing non-customized product services. So what we can do is we can use a particular chart to understand pricing customized product, unique product, maybe job costing, something like that. So cost base, your cost, markup, cost plus, approach. So you have the direct variable, 40 rupees. You can price based on this direct variable cost. You have calculated all the direct variable cost for the product, and you can add up a markup of 150%. So if you add up at 150%, your cost plus price would be 100 rupees. 100 rupees. That's called variable cost plus pricing. Then you can add the direct fixed cost, which is 20 rupees, and 60 is the total direct cost. So for that you add up at markup of 70%. So your price would be 102. That is called direct cost plus. Then indirect cost 15, you may add, then your total cost would be 75 rupees. For the 75 rupees total cost, you may add 40%. So thereby your full long run cost would be 105. That is called full costing or cost plus pricing, full cost plus pricing, or long run cost price. What I'm trying to communicate here is that your pricing, when you adopt the cost plus pricing, you can do the plus whatever the figure you want. For example, variable cost. You can calculate the all variable cost. You add the markup. So that's called variable cost plus. You can add a direct fixed cost and total direct. So you can add a markup. So this markup here, 150 is a little bit larger when compared with 40%, because here you didn't consider in the variable costing your fixed cost. So thereby you need little bit larger amount of large markup to cover up the your fixed cost even. That's why here you get a large amount. Okay. So then we will move on to the other part, which is pricing customized product using cost plus pricing. Target markup seeks to provide a contribution to non-assigned cost or profit, which are then adjusted to reflect different type of products, industry norms, and competitive positions. So what we do is target markup seeks to provide a contribution to non-assigned cost, profit, which are then adjusted to reflect demand types product. So what we do is, once you decide this target markup seek to provide a contribution to non-assigned cost. So example, this you may decide 100 rupees, or you may decide 102, you may decide 105. That is your, cost, but with the markup. So this include your other cost as well, plus the profit. Then if you feel that this 100 rupees is little bit high when compared with the market knowledge, customers' purchasing power or customers' value, then what you can do is you will adjust this 100 rupees or 102, 105 little bit, either increase or decrease. So thereby, when you do the cost plus pricing, what you do is you will adjust the price to reflect the type of the product and the industry norm and the competitive positions. If you feel that you can sell it, there's a demand, so you can sell at that price, or you can add little bit add to the cost plus pricing. But you have to remember not to underscore undercosting and overcosting. When your costing system is wrong, the direct variable you calculate is wrong. Direct fixed cost you calculate is not accurate. If indirect cost is not accurate, then of course your cost plus pricing also suffering from weaknesses. That's why therefore you need a very good costing system. To determine the selling price of full cost long run, it should be calculated on a markup added again. But that markup, when it is since it's full cost, you have included all the costs, even fixed costs. So thereby your markup is low, only reflect the profit. Cost assignments for pricing should be based on direct cost tracing, cause and effect assignment. So when you decide the costing part, I think you can remember the production overhead allocation, absorption costing. So thereby allocating overheads among products has to be very scientific, logical, rational, direct cost tracing and cause and effect assignments. So thereby, in such a, if you need such an accurate costing system, what we recommend is ABC, activity-based costing provides a better understanding of cost behavior for negotiating with customers, the price and size of the orders. So that is the story. Then coming back to pricing non-customized product and services, large and unknown volumes of single product that is sold to thousands of different customers. Non-customized, if the product is non-customized, you have a very good large market, large number of customers. May apply cost plus pricing, you can apply. There's a concept called circular process occurs. We will explain what is circular process. And selling price and sales volume will have an impact. Lack of market data for making a price decision. So we will focus on case A, and data available for market shares, sales volume, case B. Okay. So what I will do is now I will just look for case A. Just read the case A little bit. Auckland company is launching a new product. Sales volume will be dependent on the selling price and customer acceptance, but because the product differs substantially from other products with the same product category, it has not been possible to obtain any meaningful estimates of price demand relationship. So thereby you don't have a price demand estimates relations, but product is available, customer acceptance is there, but the product differs substantially from other products. So thereby it's not 100% unique, but it differentiates from other products. So thereby perfect market is not available. So you have to act as a price setter. If the products are identical with other products, of course you can be a price taker. So thereby here in this case one, we are looking at the price setting perspective. The best estimates that demand is likely to range between 100,000 units and 2,000 between units provide that the selling price is 100 or less than 100. So thereby here sales volume, total cost, you see when the price is 100, sales volume is 100,000. When the price is 90 rupees, it's 120. So thereby it's less than 100 scale. And they have given the cost also 10,000, 10,800, etc. And you are adding the, your contribution, expected profit. So thereby your sales could be so much and required selling price would be so much. So what you have done is you have calculated the total revenue, and total revenue divide by the relevant number of units, which is 12,000. So 120, 101, 94 and 85, 81 and 75. So the price will vary from product range to range. So that is the idea about case A. Right? What I will do is so I really